Hey YouTube, it's Sly. So a few weekends ago I picked up a game that really kind of struck home in the nostalgia area for me and that I really want to share with you guys, and that is SimCity for the Super Nintendo. This is the first ever SimCity, coded in 1989 by Maxis and then ported over in 1991 for the release of the American Super Nintendo. I found this at a thrift store for 99 cents, and I wasn't expecting much out of it at all. I was just surprised that there were even Super Nintendo games at my local store. But you guys are gonna just feel this instant charm when I turn it on. I can picture a kid who may have grown up in the early 90s being really nostalgic for this. So I really want to show you some gameplay. Let me focus in on the TV here. Okay. Hopefully my big head doesn't get in the way. We should be alright. Okay, let me pop this on for us here. I mean, you instantly just get this classic look. Scrolling skyscrapers. And the music and everything just sold me instantly. I mean, I can picture a kid, like I said, waking up every day, being really excited to continue their city. So, if you don't know anything about the Sim games, which you probably do, but the goal of this game is to build a city. You're the mayor of a city, and you build a city from the ground up, and just try to make it as prosperous as possible. So, I've started one already, and I'll show you where I'm at right now. I named it Ohio, which means good morning in Japanese, for those of you who may speak it. And here's our interface. So if you hold down A and use the D-pad, you can move the camera around like so, and B selects items. So what I've done, it's winter right now, you can see it says 1907 of January up in the corner. You can see the ground is snow covered like this. And this is the expanse of my city so far. The idea is that you start by placing residential areas, which are these, commercial areas, which are these, and industrial areas, which are these. And once these are you've placed them in little squares, and once they become fully developed, you don't see the letter like R anymore. It's a fully functional structure. I've got a lot of residential areas that aren't finished yet because I built a lot of them. However, I'm working on these commercial and industrial areas. You can see them updating as time passes, waiting for spring here and just the season to thaw out a bit. And then what you do is you place roads to link all of it and power lines to make sure everything is powered. You also have to place power plants. So here's a coal-powered one right here. Police department, fire department, and I believe this is a nuclear power plant down here. No, that is. Yeah, this one's the nuclear power plant. So you're probably wondering, what are these green controls at the top here? This one adjusts. Oh, hey. Now it's spring. See how the colors just changed? It's a little nicer to look at now. I'll show you what each of these does at the top. Over here, this is some basic information. 23,000 is the population of my town. So I have a lot of residents right now. And this is how much money you have to work with. I'm pretty broke right now. I spent a lot. The residents want a stadium, but I can't build one because I haven't taxed them enough. I built too much. And now I don't have any budget to make a stadium with. But I'm working on an amusement park for them. So what these icons do is this little guy adjusts the game speed. Right now I have it at the middle. If you want time to go faster or slower or to stop completely, you can adjust it here. Here's some options. You can change, put background music on or off. I don't know what this is yet. I haven't experienced a natural disaster. Here's basic options and information. This will tell you about the history of your town. That's basically it. Not much has happened in my city since I started it. This one saves the game. Now this one is interesting because when you press it, when you're stumped and you don't know what to do next with your town, you press this. And this little guy comes out to help you. The crime rate will be higher in areas where the land value is low or the population density is high. Check the map and make sure police stations are distributed so that they provide overlapping coverage in high crime areas. He's your little tip guy. So you should heed what he says. When you have undeveloped things like this that don't look like they're getting anywhere, you need to probably give more power to them, or you need more money in your bank for them to develop. What I want to do now is, since I placed this amusement park a while ago and I haven't finished it, I'm going to finish surrounding it with roads. Now he's giving me another free one, so what I'm going to do is build this casino and hope that I get some money for it. There we go. That's how you place something, and I will make some roads linking around this casino. There. And then if you want to undo something, you can use this bulldozer option. Clear things out that you may have screwed up. As you can see right here, I messed up the road quite a bit. And this road never finished. There we go. Now the last thing to do is you need to connect everything with power lines. There's one line. But you actually need to have a full circuit. Or, no you don't. Apparently. Maybe the amusement park doesn't. But now people should be able to get out past the lake to over there. Now I still have a lot of residential areas that aren't satisfied. I need to figure out how to do that exactly. I'm not a pro at this game since I just started it. I may have to demolish. I have a lot of residential areas, and I have a lot of residents that aren't happy because nothing seems to be being productive right now. And I have $41. I used my budget really quickly. So you can also place parks and greenery, but I have so many train tracks and roads that it wouldn't do me much good. Right now I've placed as much as I possibly could. These areas are not developing. So what I'm gonna do is speed the game up. Hope that it gets to December so that I can adjust the tax rates. You can see some of this is coming undone. I don't know what this is. I've never pressed it before. Okay, this shows you further details, which I don't know how to do with that. It seems like I have a pretty stagnant town as of right now. Well, that became developed at least. I have a solid skyscraper sort of area over here. But it's all very unstable right now. You can see how much quicker the seasons are changing. Okay guys, so my town's not going anywhere. I'm sure you can figure out how to do this better than I can. I want to show you... a 7% tax rate, but I had to raise it to 12 because I had absolutely no money. So this town is becoming a wreck. And if you want to exit out of this without turning the game off, and if you want to save, what you should do is click here, click save. And this cartridge actually has a battery in it. It has its own save battery, which is surprising to me. Not a lot of Super Nintendo games have that. The last thing that really struck home for me about this game, I mean, besides the fact that it was amazing for its time and it was really innovative and you hadn't seen simulator games like this before, just something really sweet that they generally don't do in video games anymore is when you click end. Watch this. I teared up a little bit when I got to this screen. I don't know what it was, but it feels like that sappy, earthbound, touching moment music. And this could have been comforting to kids back in the 90s. It could be this sense of nostalgia and warmth, as opposed to just something they used to do in the past with their time. I was playing this with my girlfriend, and when we got to this screen, we just looked at each other and thought, why do they not do this with video games anymore? Obviously, hardware has gone off the charts, but there's a Super Nintendo charm that you just can't achieve any other way. Anyways, thank you all for watching. If you want to see more gameplay of that, I will gladly go back into more depth and try to make a more successful town. But I appreciate you guys watching my first gameplay video, and I'll talk to you soon.